What is the hardest thing when you are in your 40-50s? Dear ladies, who are in their 40-50s, what do you think is the hardest thing during this period of life? Please subscribe and activate the beside the subscribe button to get a notification. Share your own story in the comments section below. Losing weight, it's a lot harder now. I have to be super strict about my eating habits. This, and fitness, harder to get there and to maintain. Losing your parents. My best friend lost both of her parents 7 months apart due to COVID. It's hard just from my perspective to even know how to help, even though I've lost my grandmother, father and uncle in a 12-month period. Parents are a whole nother level. Those of you that have lost important people in your lives, I'm so sorry. It only gets harder since our generation is becoming the ancient ones in our families. Hardest part of getting older, IMO. Listening to young people tell themselves there is a wall at 30 that magically makes you an untouchable. I really never meet a woman around my age who isn't happy or at minimum, getting close to being happy. Who are these sheltered young people who don't know anybody over the age of 30? My 30s were pretty darn good. Bought my first house, on my own as a single woman, paid all my bills, had an outstanding credit score, and was completely self-reliant. Took week-long vacations whenever I could, plus the 3-4 day weekend excursions. My skin had pretty much stopped being acne-prone. I had reached all of my big life goals by age of 30 and things were looking great for my future. I dated occasionally and had an excellent friend with benefits, loved my life. Then I got married and it all went to crap. I made a poor choice thinking, well, this may be my last chance. After 10 years we divorced and it's been a long road back to trusting myself in my choices with men. Today, I'm in my 50s. I don't date much because I just don't want to deal with someone else's problems. I worked hard to be who and where I am and I fully expect him to have done the same. I'm okay with that. I admire the confidence with which you choose to love, provide, and take care of yourself. I always saw myself as getting married mid-30s up until recently. I think I'll actually be happy not getting married, maybe dating, and just doing things I love with people I love. Thank you for sharing this. Being invisible to men, being dismissed and disrespected at work because I'm a middle-aged woman. You are really only invisible to the younger crowd. Folks your age and older see you, and I'd bet they are envious of the life you've created for yourself. Getting down on my knees, to pick up the felt balls that the cat has left under the couch. Put the couch on furniture sliders, they have them for hard floors and carpet. I had to do that because all my cat's toys end up under there eventually. Losing your parents. My mum passed in June at 93. Other than that, being 55 is great. Lost my dad in 2017. Worst pain ever. Hugs to you because it never really goes away. Hangovers. I drink significantly less now. So many little things that you think are massive diseases but end up being part of being older. I couldn't turn my neck one day and thought I have a tumor on my spine. Nope, just bad posture catching up with me. My butt started itching and I thought I have anal cancer. Nope, just hemis, just everything. Bones start getting weary, knees creak. It's hard to stay hydrated. Keep your bowels regular, hold your pee in when you laugh, have fresh breath. Keep your ear canals from getting dry and eyes get tired faster. Your hair thins, the skin on your feet get dry. So many little things. You start fighting against one or two of those things in your 20s. First maybe a grey hair, then maybe wrinkles or bad posture or any of them, but then you get to your 50s and it's all at once. It's like playing asteroids near the final levels. My mum decided to drop this gem of wisdom on me. When your eyebrows start getting grayed, your pubes, I was like, no. Prioritizing. There are a lot of things I would like to accomplish, but I realize there are only a few things I can really focus on and do well at this point. This is really the time when I'm making big decisions about what is and what isn't worth my time anymore and where I want my energy to go. It's a little difficult when you realize you're closing the door on some things. I feel like this is a very important lesson and one I wish I learned in my 30s. Absolutely. Same here. Dating, gaining weight, perimenopause. And where did all those weird hairs come from? IKR, what's with the hairs? Question mark. Oh, yes, menopause for sure. No one talks about all the great things our hormones do for us, only the bad. If I would have known, I would have appreciated them more. Your brain is like, yeah, let's do this badass activity, but your body is like, who TF do you think you are? Here, have a back strain and sit TF down. That is my biggest gripe. I'm really active, strong and in good shape, but my body will sometimes do things like throw my neck out if I turn my head or pinch my upper back if I stand up too suddenly. Aging is weird, man. I have back strains at 26. I can't imagine what would happen at 56. I turn 40 in July. Why did I read this? My 40s were pretty good. I'm in my mid-50s and well, the 50s have been a little bit sucky. Aches and pains, the injuries you got at 21 start to show up at chiropractors' offices. It's just pain all over. I'm 34 and this is killing me already. My children moving away from home. The worst. I like my kids and I miss seeing them every day. Dealing with aging parents. This website has been a godsend to me. Physical activity. Things start to slow or break down, even if you're fit. Out of curiosity, do you do any weightlifting or just cardio exercises? I keep reading that resistance training is very helpful as we age, but don't know how true or easy it is to stick to it. I swim, because I have trouble with my feet and lower back. It works the best for me. I always feel more energized and supple afterward. Waking up and realizing you're 50. 50 is when your body starts to become foreign to you. Are those my legs and arms that sometimes don't work the way I want? They start to feel like sticks instead of the younger flesh and bones. That I don't have a right knee and a left knee anymore, but a good knee and a bad knee. Also the need of reading glasses. At 52 I went and bought like 5 pairs of readers just so I'd always have a pair nearby. Still can't find a pair sometimes. I just turned 40. My friends and I talk about how the decision to have kids or not is becoming more concrete. Many of us haven't had them, but the window really closes in your 40s even if doing adoption. Those of us who are single are starting to feel the clock ticking to figure out if they need a partner who wants kids. That finality is odd. There's also strangeness in realizing that I might never live in London or Paris for 6 months or something because of jobs and practical life things. I think things start to become more solid. But also, one of the hardest thing about 20s and 30s is the tyranny of choice and uncertainty and feeling like you are one decision away from the right path or the wrong path, but you don't know which decision is the important one or what to choose. There is, honestly, a sense of relief when some things get locked in and the options narrow. I'm in my late 50s and my feet are killing me, old injuries. But other than that, I'm fine. I am far less stressed and I live my life as I see fit and not to someone else's idea of how I should be. Men have always been consistently more trouble than they are worth, so I don't have any problem with having become invisible to most of them. I seem to have run out of give a damn over things that I would have thought important in the past. All in all, except for that thing with my feet, I'm good. I am 60 now. It's hard for everyone else 'cause I just don't give a speep what they think anymore. Dating. The mind is willing but the body is weak. My brain saying yeah, you can do that, but my body proving me wrong. Balancing being a parent with taking care of your own parents. Not being the same age as you are in your head. Swear to God I feel like I'm 25 most days. I am 52. Injuries now take years to get better. Menopause. For me, the hardest thing about being in my 50s is watching my mum, aunts, uncles, get old. The people who always been a big part of my life now are staring to need assistance. I am scared of losing them. My aunt is also my godmother and she's been my mentor all of my life. Last year she was diagnosed with Alzheimer/dementia. She still remembers me, but it'll never be the same. I'm an only child, so my cousin and I have made our older family members get their ducks in a row regarding end-of-life care and finances. She and I have also let them know we are the person who will take care of them when the time comes. It's a difficult conversation, but it must be done. It helped when both of our fathers passed to get them on board. Realizing that half my life is over, have been quite ill for a very long time, so haven't got what I wanted out of life. I'd better make the most of what I have left. I would say that I pee when I sneeze. It's awful. So, I recently learned from a friend of mine that there is a physical therapy to help strengthen the pelvic floor. I mean legit medical PT. I had no idea, and since our friends I could joke with her about, did you need a ciggy afterwards? But seriously, it's a thing. Talk to your gyno about it. Thanks. I get a ton of it also, so I think besides age that is a factor. My energy level. Perimenopause impacted pretty much every aspect of my life. It played hell with my mental and physical health. Super glad to never go through that again. Actual menopause wasn't as bad because I knew by then what was happening, and it was relatively brief, a period of 2 years of more intense symptoms and more sporadic and altered menstruation, but that 5 or so years before the more obvious signs showed up were really a very bad time, and nobody warned me that the worst part of menopause might come before you ever missed a period. I sure tell every middle-aged woman I know. Being sandwiched in between your children still needing you and your parents needing you. My mum recently made a comment about how she's struggling with watching people she's known for years die. She's 52. I have a list. 1. The reality of taking off my bra. 2. Reading glasses, knowing that no matter how many I buy, my head will not be smaller and will always crack the right arm off. Then I will lose them. 3. Trying to get to the restroom before I pee myself because I'm laughing so hard, I never make it. 4. Trying to explain to other 56-year-olds that gaming, anime, manga and cartoons are still FKNG awesome. 5. Creaking joints. 6. Men always wanting me to be domestic. I will fix your car but not your dinner. 7. The sad looks I get when I say I've never married, never intended to. Decided that when I was in kindergarten. 8. Explaining to 56-year-olds that I am dedicated VIP, Army, Mun Baby, Wenny, Atini and Wano is my ever so serious bias. I didn't jump on the bandwagon recently and am not trying to be anything. Been a fan since 2011. 9. Through infinity my boob reality.